Drop Bear and Panda.
Save the world.
Episode
86.
86.
86.
Yeah, 86 that.
What is that from?
Well, there's a whole bunch of different meanings. But one of them is it was basically a speakeasy way back in the day. It was like 86 Bedford Street in Greenwich Village called Chumney's. There's no address on the door and several hidden doors, hidden exits. So when the Popo showed up, they would 86 it. They'd get out of there. They'd GTFO. That's one of the...
So the bar was called 86?
No, they just, it was on 86th Street.
Oh.
And yeah, the bar was called Chumney's.
Okay.
Chumley's.
My next
Chumley's.
question for you is why do they call them speakeasies?
Oh man, I don't know. Ask Google.
Okay, Google, where does the word speakeasy come from?
On the website etymonline.com, they say, unlicensed saloon, 1889, from verbal phrase, from speak. Plus easy, ADV, so called from the practice of speaking quietly about such a place in public, or when inside it, so as not to alert the police and neighbors.
Oh.
To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
To keep it on the down low.
Oh my God. So, well, that's cooler than being like, hey, I'm going to the down low because, man, that would be super dirty.
Right? Isn't that funny? Go to the speakeasy. You got to keep it on the down low. Got to keep everything quiet so the police don't hear. And if they do hear, then you got to 86 it at the back door.
Oh my God. See, we are an educational podcast.
That's right. We're going to change our entire podcast now to be educational.
We're just going to like ask Google random questions and then you're just going to listen to it because we don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know what else you guys are going to learn about? How Drop Bear's doing.
Oh shit, not good.
Oh boy. Yeah. So thanks for bringing that up.
I was just going to ask, so how you doing this week? But I needed some segue.
I'm a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
This week. Just finished another round of gout, which is super fun. Because we keep sort of playing with our diet and my body doesn't like it.
No.
And now I've got bursitis in my right elbow. I had it in my left elbow a while ago. Now I've got it in the right elbow and I can't really straighten my arm. And it feels like it's on fire and is being poked with pointy sticks.
This is a sad day for Canada and therefore the world. Ha 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 ha! I stab you.
And bursitis is different than gout.
Yeah.
So gout is when your uric acid crystallizes in your joints. So it feels like
tiny saws sawing away at your inside joints.
And bursitis is
the inflammation of the bursa sac around a joint, which in this case is my elbow.
So it's definitely not the same.
Yeah.
So the last time you had bursitis, your elbow was like the size of a freaking golf ball.
Oh, it looks so gross.
It doesn't look as bad.
No, but it feels worse, if that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I've got elbow gout bursitis. I don't know. But anyway, that's what's happening with my body right now.
Yeah. So we've gone from talking about me having COVID, which again, I mean, every day's different. I was coughing a little bit earlier today and last night, but today I'm
you
all...
walked home from work the other day.
I did. It was very hard to do.
But you did it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to... It was not great. A 50-minute walk took me like an hour and 20 or something like that, or maybe an hour 15. Like it took me a lot longer than it should have because I was...
Well, you also got lost.
I was shuffling. Yeah, well, I always sort of knew where I was, but I took a wrong turn and I walked an extra like 3 blocks or something that I didn't have to.
Every day we shuffling.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it took me a lot. And then when I got home, I just basically collapsed on the sofa and didn't move for like 4 hours afterwards. So that was
yeah, but you did it, and that's a huge one giant step forward for Panda is
COVID adventure.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I do want to mention that I had posted on my own Facebook the other day about a woman who was on the news talking about mental hurdles that she's had with COVID being a long hauler. Yeah. And she mentioned another side effect that I had been complaining to you about having was the occasional chest pain.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's probably just from coughing too much. Yeah. But she also was complaining about it. So I was like, oh, shit.
Maybe it's an extra thing.
Yeah. So
I think you're just evolving. I think that maybe COVID is like you're just getting your superpowers and your body's sorting it out. You know, like when Deadpool like goes through that thing in the chamber where he can't breathe and, you know, it triggers the mutation. I think that's probably what's happening to you. You're mutating.
Maybe I can breathe underwater now.
You don't know.
I mean, I won't know till I try it. Trying it might be an interesting feat.
Yeah, we should give it a go. Because you never know. Like, we don't know what your superpower is.
Right, I'll do you for that. You what? Come here. What are you going to do, bleed on me? I'm invincible. You're a loony.
Yeah.
We'll have to put you through a bunch of tests, superpower tests.
Yeah. So this is when I have
push you off the roof.
I was going to say have a bath sheet and just jump off the roof this spring and
just stand on 14th Street and see if cars wrap around you, or you just go right through them because you're like, whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't know. We should start experimenting right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my taste and smell isn't really back yet.
The other day, you're just like, did you fart? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I thought I smelled a fart, but I didn't. But I mean, it's probably a good thing because the news we're going to talk about, there's some weird shit going on right now.
There's some super weird shit going on.
DBP News right now.
Okay. So, what is Pepsi thinking?
I have no idea. What is anyone thinking, really?
Yeah, so they've got this new drink, and it's a contest. So you have to put your name in for it. You have to try to win this thing.
I was going to say I don't know why you would, but then again, after our conversation we had with some people on our Facebook, obviously we would.
Do you like Peeps?
No.
Do you like Pepsi?
No.
Then you're going to love Peepsy.
Yeah. Well, and it's not actually called Peepsy.
Lost opportunities.
Yeah, so I saw this by accident on Twitter. Mm-hmm. But Pepsi and Peeps are set to release a marshmallow cola.
Okay, so many questions.
It is a bright yellow can.
Yeah. Like, what does it taste like? Like, taste like marshmallows? I don't think I'd like that.
No. Why? Who would?
Although I didn't think I'd like the taste of Red Bull, but I really do. And I don't know why, but it reminds me of sort of those little candy heart things.
Like, Red Bull is revolting. Ew.
I don't know.
It tastes like what sweetened gasoline would taste like. If you chugged something out of a Shell station or licked the inside of your gas tank. Like if you put sugar in your gas tank and drank what came out, that's what Red Bull tastes like.
Okay, so what is your guess about what Peepsy is going to taste like?
Well, people reported the drink does taste like marshmallows and said it resembled Lucky Charms.
Ugh. I don't like Lucky Charms.
I don't either.
Yeah, I've never been a fan. I'm a big Fruit Loop fan.
Fruit Loop's not bad, but it's just airy Cheerios.
Yeah, fruity, airy Cheerios. But I was always disappointed that the Fruit Loops weren't different flavors. Do you know what I mean? Like you'd think the purple ones would be a certain flavor, and the orange ones would be a different flavor.
I just ate them all at once.
Yeah, no, but they didn't. They all taste the same.
So Todd Kaplan, Pepsi's VP of Marketing, who might or might not be fired after this, said, after what's been a difficult year, many consumers are looking for things to smile about. I say laugh about, but whatever.
Yeah.
So to celebrate the start of springtime, Pepsi collaborated with Peeps to develop a limited batch of its first ever marshmallow cola.
Wow. How many are they making? Does it say? Like...
I don't know.
Because it is a contest, right? Like you have to enter to win a can of this shit.
Yeah. So the article I do have from the Toronto Sun is very small, but I'm sure we'll be able to find larger, bigger, bigger articles.
We'll put a link in the show notes just so you can, find out where to submit yourself.
But it says it's up to the winners of a social media contest to decide. Either way, Pepsi and Peeps have teamed up to create Marshmallow Cola, which will come in small 3-packs, but won't be sold in stores. Instead, Americans only, thank God, yay for living in Canada, Americans can get them by hashtagging hanging with my peeps on social media.
Wow.
And then I guess, the poster is supposed to include shots of people enjoying the spring. And then I'm assuming
What could go
Peeps
wrong?
and or Pepsi will be like, hey, your picture's awesome.
Right. I'm just hoping
Here's
for the
a
memes I want to see what the internet does with that.
Well, it's funny because, so I was thinking too, like with COVID, like technically we're not allowed to hang out with anybody. So it's
Right.
like, do you want to risk your life for a
Peepsy?
Peepsy or
Can't stop saying that.
do you just want to not do that at all?
Well, and that's for Easter. That's coming up for Easter. Check the show notes. Find out how you can, where you can get more information. Don't forget to hashtag hang with your peeps if you're down in America. We do have a lot of people that listen to us in America.
It's true. Now, the funny thing is our friend Tim on our Facebook said, I'll probably be able to get you some.
He's got a
but
hookup,
then he's like, oh, whoops, it's just a contest. So instead, he is going to grace us.
Yeah.
Grace us.
Yeah. Graciously grace us.
Yes. With something else entirely.
What-
But not really entirely.
Well, is it still Easter related?
Yes.
Okay. What's it going to be?
Hot tamales, fierce cinnamon flavored marshmallow chicks.
Are they also Peeps?
Yes.
Is it like part of the Peeps brand?
Yes.
Oh.
Get fired up for spring with a sizzling sweet that combines a spicy cinnamon flavor with fluffy marshmallow.
Oh.
The all-new Peeps Hot Tamales Fierce Cinnamon Flavored Marshmallow Chicks are sure to heat up any Easter celebration this year.
This is not a paid promotion.
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this because I like hot tamales and Mike and Ike's. Do you know those little gelatin doodads?
No.
They come in the box.
Nope.
Mike and Ike's are like multicolored, and then hot tamales are red, and they're spicy cinnamon. I think I would like this.
So here's my problem. So first of all, I can't taste or smell a lot, but I can taste hot.
Yeah.
I can feel hot,
Yeah.
and I can feel sweet,
Yeah.
and I can feel sour. So I've got the feelings.
Yeah, so you're going to have all the
But
feelings.
I don't have the taste all the time.
We should do this live.
Oh yeah, when we receive them,
Yeah.
Tim is definitely going to get socks,
Yeah.
and we're going to do it on our podcast, clearly, or on a vlog or something.
Yeah.
I hate marshmallows, unless they're like maybe in s'mores because they're surrounded by chocolate, so that's fine.
And graham wafers.
I don't like Peeps.
Yeah.
I don't like fake cinnamon, like those cinnamon hearts. Never liked those.
So it's
So-
we could. Oh, you know
Really?
what?
This is why we're like, sure, send us some because Panda hates everything that you just mentioned.
I think
make her
what we
miserable.
do is a blind taste test, and one I soak the marshmallow in Frank's.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah,
Well, we'll see how my taste buds are.
yeah.
By then.
Well, we don't know, but I think I like this, and Tim, I really like this idea.
Well, it's interesting because so it could go it could go a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
If I can't taste anything, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
If I can taste it, it'll just be me being grossed out by what I'm eating. So
Yeah.
either way, it seems that our viewers and our listeners
Yeah.
and fans of Drop Bear and Panda usually want to see me hate stuff.
Yeah. Well, you do it so well.
Well, with the sharks and the movie reviews and everything, usually people want us to watch things that they know I will hate.
Yeah, that is true.
So I'm starting to think that people don't like me very much.
Oh no, I think they love you. They just love how much you hate some stuff. It's a love-hate relationship. See what I did there? Speaking of Easter,
You guys are all terrible people.
we've got a new Drop Bear and Panda short that we're shooting this week, just in time for Easter. It's it is the salve that will wash away that which was Stigmax.
I still stand by Stigmax. It's just I rewatched it, and the editing could have been a lot quicker.
Yeah, I think maybe we were just like up against the gun. The green screen could have been way better.
Well,
The concept I think was solid.
Hey, you. Is it that time of year again? Are you on your stigmata?
I just think the execution wasn't great.
I stand by my script and my concept for sure, but whatever. Anyways.
So we've got a new one that we're filming this week.
I hope none of you will be able to tell that I banged out that script in a matter of a minute.
Banged it out.
Yes, I did.
Just like on your phone, like text.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what I did. I was like, I should write a script for our new Easter short, and then I did.
We had that creative meeting. We're just like, oh, we should do this, and then in a car. then we riffed on it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write it. I'm like, awesome. And then before you know it, you send me this thing.
Like, here you go.
Like, oh, that's awesome. Anyway, this is gonna be super fun.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very silly fun. It's gonna be another no budget Drop Bear and Panda short.
Yeah.
Just in time for Easter.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be less offensive than Stigmax. I mean, I think everything's going to be less offensive than Stigmax.
Think anybody wrote us or sent us any hate mail on that whatsoever. When we released that, I was terrified. That
you almost didn't want to release it at all.
Yeah. I was like, we're going to, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stigmax is highly offensive. Yeah. But we even put like a little warning in front of it, and still nobody was like, whatever. Yep. Well, it just goes to show you what kind of fans Drop Bear and Panda has. Yeah, it's fine. That wasn't bad at all. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully this Easter short will get just as many hate mails as Stigmax 0, because I don't know. I think it's kind of cute. I like this one. Like I like Stigmax, but I like this one. Yeah, it's got stuff going on. I don't know. I think the nice thing about Drop Bear and Panda is we put out high quality stuff, but we also put out zero quality stuff and everything in between. And we know it's zero quality when it's zero quality. But the nice thing about the zero quality stuff is that's what also gives it the charm that it has, right? So yeah. So look for that. Hopefully by next weekend. Yeah. So I'd be aiming for no later than Easter Sunday, but if it would be Good Friday or Great Friday, that'd be fun. We'll see. Adequate Thursday. Yeah. Waiting around Saturday. Mediocre Wednesday. Yeah. And late to the party Monday. Okay. I think everybody's waiting for our movie review. Yeah.
Now it's time for Drop Bear and Panda's Reviews.
Whew. Well, we had a lot of people ask us to watch this movie. And I, for one, am glad that we did. Because I think part of being an experiential journalist, like we are, like to really get into the nitty gritty and the down deep and the underbelly of, news, is to take things that we read and hear about and investigate them. Maybe we should talk about why we had to watch Bigfoot Family. Well, I was going to get to that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's okay. Because we were asked to watch Bigfoot Family because Jason Kenny and I always get this wrong. UCP, not the UPC. Yeah, because UCP, you see it. Yeah. Tinkle, tinkle. Oh, that's funny that you think about it that way. I do. Yeah. So the UCP and Jason Kenny were on a warpath with their war room to ban Bigfoot Family from Netflix.
I was so mad.
Now, for those of you who don't know, and you should know by this point, Jason Kenny is the premier of Alberta. Yeah. Because not all of our listeners are Albertan or Canadian. No, that's he's the. Yeah. So he runs the province of Alberta. Yeah. In the United Conservative Party. Yeah. The UCP. Yeah. And they have a thing called the War Room, which is some office that wastes a lot of our money. A lot of money. Trying to prove to the world that the world is out to get Alberta oil. I know, it's so weird. It's so freaking weird. Yeah. Anyway, so they did that, and they were raging against Bigfoot Family, which got, us talking about it, which then got our listeners saying, hey, you guys should review this movie. And so we did. Yeah.
And
it's a children's movie.
it is a children's
An
movie.
animated children's
It isn't,
movie.
And they spent a lot of time and effort and money saying that it's
anti-oil, screws over Alberta,
and also like they
poisons young minds.
Yeah. And okay, so let me start by saying this.
Go ahead, you go. I'm gonna try to let you talk because I have
That is
so much rage in my brain right now.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna kick us off with some not so popular opinions. First thing is, it's not a great story. The animation is pretty damn good. The backgrounds and the textures are really well done.
I'm holding my mouth shut, just so you know.
You're doing great. But they're kind of right. Like it is that movie has an agenda and it is very, very clear that they don't like big oil and, or even small oil or even anything to do with, business. Really, like it's really quite something. It's shocking. My favorite part about the movie, beyond the fact that Bigfoot is a guy that's married to a woman that has kids, and I couldn't figure out the timeline, is that when they went off to go save the place, they left all the women and children behind.
And made a point about it.
Do you remember that? I was like, oh my God. Like all the women folk had to stay home, except for one of the characters. One of the main characters was a woman character.
Well, the wife.
Yeah. But oh my God. Like it was so weird. Like,
I think Jason Kenney would have been like, hey, there's a plus.
Yeah. He
had like a whiteboard that had like the pluses and the minuses.
Yeah. But it was not a good movie. I could see why Big Oil would be like, that's, really terrible. But I mean, it's an animated movie that is so over the top. Oh my God. I don't even know what else to say. Jump in.
Okay.
You've got shit to say.
Well, I mean, we'll have a conversation about it. But so the first thing I noticed was the animation, the animators. Yeah. Top drawer.
Yeah, really good.
The hair on people's heads, the fabric on the clothing, the way I remember one shot of the van going over like a rocky, muddy drive.
Physics were great.
The physics was wonderful. Like the animators, incredible. Yeah. I kept saying throughout the entire movie, like, man, the animation is so good.
Yeah, like good budget.
The great budget for the animators. The mouths didn't always match up with the voices.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the characters themselves, but I liked the environment they were in.
Oh yeah, and again, the hair, the fabric, the wind, the trees, and that was gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
Ooh, pretty.
The movie itself, not great, but it's for kids. And
you have to, the suspension of disbelief is
exactly.
Yeah.
And again, the last podcast we had, we said, well, it's probably like watching episodes of The Raccoons, and they were about deforestation. Cyril Sneer wanted to take away the evergreen forest and turn it into a money-making machine, right? Yeah. I don't recall, the forestry people getting mad that Cyril Sneer,
or the premier of BC at the time, was
right?
Just like
I don't recall that, but I was a kid, right? Yeah. But that sort of also goes into my point. Like, I don't think any kids are going to be really poisoned by it. I think the biggest thing the kids are going to remember about this in the long run is right now the kids are going to be like, I wish I could also talk to animals, because it's a kids movie. Yeah. It's a kids animation movie, and these guys had Bigfoot and Bigfoot's son had like magical powers and could talk to animals, right? I mean, the fact that the oil company was clearly evil.
Yeah.
And there was a few really hit the hammer over and over again about how oil, like big oil, is bad and it's ruining the environment.
Yeah.
And the weird ways that they were going to suck oil out of the ground.
Blow up the valley. And
it was clearly about fracking, and they were putting bombs underneath, and the oil was just going to come up and destroy. And they had some sad moments about, the animals being taken out of their homes because the oil was bubbling up through their dens and whatever.
Yeah.
So it was clear, like there was clearly an agenda. But the interesting thing I found was they were obviously against big oil. Mm-hmm. But the wife was drinking cups upon cups upon cups of disposable
the back of their
coffee mugs.
The back of their camper was filled with garbage
from Starbucks or Starbucks or whatever the fake coffee. So they were littering everywhere.
Yeah, they took that crazy plane.
Yeah, they took a gas guzzling plane. I mean, at least it wasn't maybe a bigger plane, like
yes,
but even the big oil guy was like, well, they're all wearing, certain clothes that take oil, and they're driving cars that take oil. So, but that's also like a bit of a logical fallacy, right? Obviously we need stuff that the oil company makes for us.
Yeah.
The point they were trying to make is there's other ways that you can use these resources and not destroy the environment, right? Like, don't lie to people. Don't say you're doing one thing and do something else.
But to your point, the inside of their camper and everywhere they went, trash followed them.
Oh yeah, they were still destroying the environment in a different way.
Yes,
they had a
crazy
raccoon that was a part of their group that was all about garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, I love trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty. Anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love trash.
So they weren't they weren't clearly recycling their garbage. Yeah. The wife wasn't using a to-go cup that they could keep refilling at the Starbucks or whatever place they were going. Like, the camper van was clearly full of these non-biodegradable crappy cups, right?
Yeah.
Like, blew my mind when we saw that. We were like, what? I think we even and we recorded this whole thing as well on your phone.
Yeah.
And we might not have, but I swear to God, we paused the video and we were like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, it's the same. And when they, and I forget why they did it, but they threw the kid down that mine shaft.
Oh, that was rough. Oh,
that was dark.
Oh yeah. Like, clearly the guys who were working for this oil company were evil. Oh, yeah. Like, they threw the kid down the mine shaft because you're like, okay, well, like bad superheroes and CEOs that you see in other animated videos or TV
but they
shows.
Literally tried to kill the kid.
They threw the kid down the mine shaft and then threw a giant iron mining cart over top of him.
Right.
And that's when we were like, whoa.
Holy shit.
Like, fuck the guns that they had and the laser beams and the drones that had the razors on it.
Yeah.
Like, that was.
But and as soon as I saw that cart, I was just like, Indy.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, short round.
Yeah, and then they had this Indiana Jones scene, and
wait, so there was that payoff. So there was some good stuff about it, but there was a lot of bad stuff about it. And I've got to thank Jason Kenney for bringing everybody's attention to it, so that everybody is like, I'm sure it was trending on Netflix for a while.
I was so mad.
More people watch this movie because of Jason Kenney than would have seen it before.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous what he did for this movie.
Yeah. I mean, good for the writers and the production team and stuff like that to get people seeing their shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have got some issues with the story.
Oh yeah. So here's my other couple points.
Yeah, right.
And you'll agree with me.
Okay.
The other things that pop out of my head.
Yeah.
Bigfoot ended up being Bigfoot. He used to be human.
Yeah.
We're going to have total spoilers in here.
Yeah.
He used to be human.
Yeah.
Until he had an experiment or something go wrong in the forest. Mm-hmm. But he hid in the forest for like a decade because the pharmaceutical company wanted to get a hold of him to do experiments on him.
This is what I was talking about, the timeline earlier. Like, makes no sense.
So obviously the pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer didn't go after Bigfoot Family.
Yeah.
So take that into account, Jason Kenney. But he came back and mated with his wife. This is not how genetics works.
Yeah.
So how did the kid have the superpowers?
Well, I don't know.
That's not how you can't pass on So, obviously Jason Kenney has a huge problem with the science.
Oh, that could be it. I had a problem with the timeline just because.
Well, exactly.
when that happened,
I was yelling about the science of this children's anime.
and I was yelling at the timeline. I'm like, this makes no sense. Where was he? He wasn't even home. Whose kid is that? It's like a little bastard kid.
Well, and then Bigfoot, the dad, is an asshole because apparently, he comes back. Yeah. He comes back after doing like the tour, and everybody wants a piece of him because they want to like have T-shirts with his name on it, and all the kids are like, "Your dad's so cool," and he's been on like these media tours. He just comes back, and then he sees that this big old group is like wanting a piece of him. Yeah. So then the kid's like, "Dad, don't go. Like I've missed you. You've been away for so long." Yeah. And Bigfoot, the dad, looks at his son and says, "But son, I want to make something of my life."
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Your face.
Can you imagine saying that to your kid?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you've been nothing. All of this is bullshit. I need to go do something important now.
Yeah. Fuck you, son. I need to make something of my life and leave my family again.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Oh, I know. It was
my jaw dropped to the floor.
It was dark. It was like there's so many weird parts of this movie where I'm just like, what is their actual story? Like, what's their message?
Yeah, like
like maybe I want this. I think Jason Kenney wrote this.
What?
That's my new conspiracy theory.
Oh my God.
Is that this is a Jason Kenney UCP co-production. Because it makes no sense.
It made no sense.
There's no plan B.
If you look at the news, you'll understand that joke.
Yeah.
But honestly, if my dad looked at me and he's like, "Sorry, I've been away for so long. I came back for 24 hours, but I need to leave in because I want to make something of my life."
Yeah.
And then, like you mentioned before, they're like, no, the women have to take home and take care of the kids. Yeah. The men are leaving. I can't even remember what the line was.
Yeah.
But that was weird. And I mean, the least of my problems is having the oil workers all have guns to protect their...
Oh, they're tranquilizer darts. They weren't even real guns.
Yeah,
they're tranking animals.
It's a freaking movie. It's just...
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, clearly it was an environmental movie about like the dangers of big oil and the dangers to the environment.
Yeah, but I think that...
And there are a few places that it was really heavy on the head.
Oh, yeah. But also it was a tangled garbage mess. It was like...
It was pretty, though.
It was pretty. It was a pretty dumpster fire. I've said a lot this episode. Dumpster fire,
I did think it was funny when they went from... So they drove from the southern United States, well, somewhere in the States up to Alaska. And when they hit the Canadian border, they were like, "Hey, thanks for being in Canada. Like, everything's good." And then they hit the Alaskan. And the Alaskan border guards were like so mean and like, terrible.
That's so true.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, we love you, border guards.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, what would you give it out of 5?
For environmental agenda, I would give it 5.
I'd give it 6 out of 5.
Yeah, 6 out of 5. For story, I would give it 1 out of 5, and that's a generous one. Only because I've decided not to do half drop bears. It gets a 1 drop bear because there was a story. There were many stories. that were being told, not always in the right order. So yeah, I give it that. For entertainment value, give it a 3.
We finished it. We didn't finish Capone.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'd give it like entertainment value 3, just because it's like there were some truly shocking moments that I didn't think they were wanting to make shocking moments, like leaving the women folk at home was a shocking moment.
Do you remember? We'll have to find it in our video or our audio clips.
Yeah. It was just them walking. Anyway, that was weird. And the kid getting thrown down the mine shaft, which was shocking. The fact that they were filling their camper full of garbage, which was shocking. Like there's just so many moments in that where I was just like, holy shit, like this is really just not a good movie. But
oil is bad, but litter, no problem.
Yeah. So anyway.
We'll just litter the planet.
Yeah. Anyway, what would you give it?
Well, environmental message, 6 out of 5.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, oh my God, like,
enough.
Entertainment value, maybe a 2. For an adult, maybe a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask my sister if my nephews have seen it, because I'd like to know what they thought about it.
Oh yeah,
my nephews are still in elementary school, so they'll understand enough of it. Like they'll understand it. They'll know.
I would love to get their perspective.
Yeah, they'll understand it enough to be interested in it, and
right.
Like I like the bear. I didn't like the raccoon. The raccoon, they tried to make him kind of fun and obnoxious.
Oh yeah,
but it didn't.
They missed the raccoon.
They
mark.
missed the point. Yeah, they missed the mark for sure. Animation, 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't give it 10 out of 10, but I'd give it.
Well, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no Pixar, so yeah, maybe 4 out of 5. I guess my reviews are terrible. I usually just yell at people. Our cats is still our top bar. For science, I'm still stuck on their terrible genetics lesson. Like 0 out of 5.
I think I need to put together a rating chart, just because you have a lot of things that you're rating.
We need our whiteboard out here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'd maybe give it 2 out of 5.
Okay.
Maybe in a whole encompassing.
Is it a must see? Is it part of the cultural zeitgeist of being Albertans? Does every Albertan need to see this movie to understand it within the context of Jason Kenney railing against it, and just to add to that the subtext of the fact that I'm pretty sure that it's a Jason Kenney UCP production?
It is not a Jason Kenney UCP production. I think
you don't know that.
You're right. I don't. I do not.
I say it is. You say it isn't. Let's just agree to disagree.
The fact that I agree that it is definitely a movie. The makers of this movie are against big oil.
Yeah.
And I think that they clearly want more solar energy, that kind of thing. Clearly they find a problem with big oil, which that's fine.
Yeah.
Do I think Jason Kenney should have spent money on suing them or making a big deal about it? Absolutely not.
Right, because it just would have gone away. Nobody would have watched it.
Exactly. I think he's made a mockery of Alberta. I think he's made a mockery of Alberta's oil and gas industry. And I think he's made a complete embarrassment of himself, the government, and the Alberta people. And I think that's a shame.
Except it was his movie, so he profited off of everybody who watched it. I'm going to ride this train because I think I'm onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only no proof whatsoever, but I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones.
Now, if anyone has kids who listens to the podcast who has seen the movie, I want to know what the kids thought. I'm gonna check in with my sister, but if anyone else has any kids who's watched this movie, I want to know what the kids thought, because of course we're not viewing this as children. We're viewing this as adults. So
Right.
Let us know what the kids thought.
Because the kids might be like, yeah, mom does stay home all the time. That's nothing weird.
Well, no, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. That's fine. I don't care. But
yeah, it was just very.
I want to know what the kids
overt.
thought. If the kids were like, "Oh my God, big oil is bad. I'm a 6-year-old and I'm okay with litter in the car and littering's good. Big oil is bad."
Yeah.
Like, or the kids are just like, "Yeah, I just want to talk to animals and the moose was my favorite." Cool.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Send us an email to info@dropbearandpanda.tv and who knows, you might get a pair of socks out of it.
So we have a new sock jingle.
We do, and huge thanks to Rob Mitchelson for coming up with yet another hit sock jingle for our sponsor, Sock Rocket.
Imagine socks propelled by a searing jet of flame to the sky, to the stars, and beyond the realm of feet. Sock Rocket Socks is the name. Stylish toes is their game. Buy a pair, and they'll give away 3 to those that need their socks for free. Funky styles, wicked pairs, a sock subscription. Catch your feet unaware. Get your dino socks, get your bee socks, get your skull socks, get your sea socks, get your dino socks, get your bee socks, get your skull socks, get your sea socks. Sock Rocket. Socks.
So cool.
So cool.
So rad.
Yeah. I want to have like the latte with a little lemon taste.
Latte with lemon?
Yeah. Yeah. I bring that up only because I just watched Beverly Hills Cop again. And Serge, who is Bronson Pinchot, one of his lines is like, maybe you like a little cappuccino with a little, I make it really nice with a little lemon twist. And it's always bugged me that his cappuccino or latte, whatever it is, has got a lemon twist.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure that like the
Sarge.
The coffee shop in the hospital I work at has like a beetroot latte or something.
Oh.
Maybe it's beetroot tea. I can't remember, but it's weird. They've got a few things there where I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? But I don't care enough to order it because I like my lattes
Just
plain.
I'm like getting into flat whites.
What the frig is that?
It's like a latte.
Oh my gosh. What's a flat white?
According to Wikipedia, a flat white is a coffee drink consisting of espresso with microfoam. Microfoam is finely textured milk used for making espresso-based coffee drinks, particularly those with latte art. It is typically made with the steam wand of an espresso machine, which pumps steam into a pitcher of milk.
Oh, see, I just called it foam.
Yeah.
All right. I'd never make it in Italy.
Yeah, I want to say no. A flat white, I think, is an Americanization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I used to work
it says it originated in Australia or New Zealand.
Oh, see, I used to work at Grabba Jabba, and I used to make lattes and stuff all the time with foam.
Yeah.
Never called it that.
Yeah.
So fancy.
Yeah.
It's time
for Drop Baron Panda to save the world.
So how are you going to save the world?
Well, I have a couple of ideas. First of all, before we get into saving the world, I would like to do a shout out to Susan Greenbank, because we ended up getting a package delivered to our studio at Sea Space King Edward. And she heard about the COVID plight that we were having from a friend of hers, Mary Armstrong, who also did our voiceover in the latest commercial that we shot. And she sent us some handmade masks, these triple layer origami kick butt masks. And it's really quite something. She's a print artist. And so Susan sent those along and said, wear them in good health. So thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So my nomination for saving the world is a lady named Judy Obregone of the Abandoned Ones Animal Rescue. And she goes out to this dumping ground in Fort Worth, Texas, regularly, if not daily, to rescue dogs that have been abandoned there, and then she brings them in, they rescue them and find them forever homes and stuff like that.
Dumping ground?
A dumping ground, yeah. And I saw this on the Dodo, which I would also like to, oh no.
A dumping ground?
Yeah, it's called a dumping ground.
Oh my God.
People just go there and they dump their dogs there. Sometimes they just leave them locked in kennels and just drive away.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. So this lady Judy, she goes out there regularly and rescues dogs that have been forgotten or left behind, or not forgotten, like purposefully left. And again, the Abandoned Ones Animal Rescue on Facebook, it's Tao Animal Rescue. That's TAO Animal Rescue. You can check them out there. You can even make some donations if you wanted to. On the Dodo website, just look for Donate Tao. So Donate TAO. But Judy, Obregone, you're going to get some socks from our sponsor, Sock Rocket, and our thanks for keeping our fuzzy friends safe. Are you okay?
No.
Well, that's what's going to happen. So I'm sending you some package right away. Thank you for everything that you do. Panda's a little verklempt right now. I've been Drop Bear. She's been Panda. And this has been Drop Bear and Panda Save the World.
Oh my God.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Sock Rocket.
This podcast was recorded at the Drop Bear and Panda Kensington studio.
Special thanks to Emery Cords for the kick-ass theme music.
Yo. Don't forget to subscribe.
It's Drop Bear and Panda, yeah. Coming at you, Panda. Coming at you like a locomotive on a motherfucking bender. Yeah, I set my cool tongue, now my jab, follow me. Yeah, with Michael Doggies, yeah, you be checking on the flow. Yeah, checking flow, bitch, you was quick, you can't pick my medical ranges, angles, tangles. You get tangled, twisted side effects, child should be. Can't compete with the owls that devour. Yeah, with the owls that devour, yeah. Yeah, it's the Drop Bear and Panda. Coming at you right now. Drop Bear and Panda. Coming at you right now. Drop Bear and Panda. Coming at you right now. It's like a locomotive filled with automobile chopper. Drop Bear and Panda. Coming at you right now. It's like a locomotive filled with automobile chopper.